silence is, and I don't know the exact number. I'm just kind of guessing there.
Oh, X-Nova. Oh, no.
Oh, boy. He's in trouble. He's dead. Yeah, it's been one that I liked. I think the last time he placed it, it immediately got dewarded, though. This time, the sentry doesn't hit it, so it won't be dewarded immediately. And you take a look, is DY now in trouble? X-Nova's here too, so they've got 3 heroes. Magic Missile comes in as the rotation from Yang and PYW. Whoa. A lot of boys coming over, but the Wrath of Nature rips through PYW as well as Ori. If they could just get the Inkswell off, they should be able to trade some kills. They get X-Nova, but PYW goes down. The bash is out. Old 11, FY trying to do what he can. Old 11 now on the run. One more shot comes in. Double kill for Ori.
Has a snake in 1 second.
3 for 2. Mystic Snake. Tricks of the Trade doesn't actually avoid it, so that'll allow Yang to get the last shot and the kill. 4 heroes gone for LGD. I don't know if they were expecting that. Where he comes over, he's going to want to clean up these stacks. Stacks on stacks on stacks. Picks up a broom handle and a keen optic, so Ori just the neutral item boss. Maybe. But here comes Somnus, and they'll get the stun on X-Nova. They'll also bring in Old 11, but he's already got the Corrosive Haze on him. FY into the Sprout. Tricks of the Trade. Remnant forward. On the run still is Ori, who's getting some help here from Yang. A 2-man Slithering Crush, but that Mystic Snake doesn't bounce onto the rest of LGD, and Yang's just going to die in this situation. The Fusel Blade for the Ricky after picking up those phase boots, something we talked about. And there's the Inkswell with the Blink Strike. Tricks of the Trade comes in. Old 11 starts with Yang's Courier, then moves over and turns his attention onto Yang. He's silenced, but a lot of numbers coming in. There's the Arena. They should get this kill on X-Nova. X-Nova, no Soulbind, so nothing to throw out even if he were off this spear. But they've got the Corrosive Haze. They'll hit the first hit bash on the FY, and now the Slithering Crush follows it up. A lot more minus armor with the Wave of Terror coming in, and you see that Yang's just able to chunk out this Ricky. All the while, though, Ori up towards top is getting forced behind his tier 1 tower, and they're still chasing. Corrosive Haze on a Somnus, so can he get those 3 shots so he can finally get the bash? You need to be careful, Somnus, but good sight with the Searing Chains. Yang in trouble, ends up dead. PYW and DY don't make their appearance into this fight as Chalice is pressuring them pretty heavily. The Magic Missile hits onto Old 11, Ori getting away with a lot of damage, but they force the False Promise from DY onto himself. Swap comes in, Purifying Flames, as well as the last shot from Oriana Somnus. They get a kill into PYW. Medusa now looking for Old 11. Purifying Flames once again. Can DY find it? Yes, he can. Finishing off Old 11, and they got themselves the tower denied to top it all up. Blink Dagger now for the Mars, so they have that initiation. They've also got the Diffusal Blade finished now on Chalice. Southern Crush misses, but they've got the Stone Gaze. Searing Chains locks up DY as well as Eurus. Heal up Yang. FY looking for an opportunity to jump in, but now they've got the Corrosive Haze. FY, I'm not certain he's going to try and walk into this. The Arena's down, and FY just Tricks of the Trades out. So Southern Crush through on a Chalice, going after DY. He'll False Promise himself. Damage on PYW as well. Sleight of Fist does a lot there, and also takes PYW's life. Inkswell stuns up this Medusa, but FY already gone. However, with no mana, this is a very susceptible Ori. He'll lose his life, and it's 2 gone on Vici for the 1 on LGD.
Because if the thing is, if you allow Vici to set their ranks up properly, so that, you know, the Deuces at the front, Mars and Silo are just behind, and the supports are further behind. Oh, Spear. And they get a
FY getting caught again.
Yeah, so if you ever allow Vici to get in a position where they're ready to fight and they're like online, then
another
so much
spear
better for them.
Inkswell comes in, the damage on Somnus as well as X-Nova is heavily felt, but PYW ends up dead to Chalice behind enemy lines, and X-Nova goes down, but Somnus retreats and gets out successfully, with the Sprout.
Oh, they see Somnus on the Ember.
Now they got the Fortune's End out as well as the Bash Spear, and that'll latch.
Nice Arena as well.
Got the Arena down on the Chalice. They're starting to do a little bit of damage here from the side of LGD, but is it going to be enough? They ball back on this Ember. He's going to remnant forward. They've got the Soulbind onto the Sword as well as the Mars, but the damage on Ori is just too much for him to handle. Eurus, he also dies. 2 heroes gone on the side of Vici. They'll take out Yang. The 1, 2, 3 fall.
And they go Roche.
And right in a Roche, LGD will go.
Chalice there on the PL, I think they thought it was an illusion when it was the real one towards the end, but they tried to back away.
Which is a bad idea, because now Oracle gets the cast range from Keen Optic, and
Yeah, it's also because PIW has the illusion, right, for when he dies. So that the telescope will still be up with the Venjora.
Blink Southern Crush on the FY Spear. It sticks.
Oh, hold it left.
Kill here onto FY. Hold on, that was such an aggressive TP. Sprout on a bolt. Swap comes through as well as the Fortune Zam, but they've got the stun on a Eurus, as well as the Phantom's Embrace. Somnus thinking about going in, Ori joining over.
You have this really small window where your Deuce is going to be insanely protected with this Aegis with the Rapier, but as soon as it runs out, LGD are going to run at you and like try and take it like straight away.
Somnus
find the backlines first.
Coming from the back, they've got the Side Fist as well as the Searing Chains. It only locks up the Venge, but they've got the Soulbind on it too. This is a problem for the Medusa, who goes into the Mantle, but they get the kill on a PYW. They look for the rest. Now binding himself over to Eurus, goes over to the side, gets DY. DY wants to survive and have a false promise to throw, but doesn't have that, so he's forced to buy back. Ori pops the BKB, they've got the spear hitting on Old 11. Eurus taking a lot of damage, as is Old 11 with the Corrosive Haze on him, and DY, of course, he's right there to get the Purifying Flames kill. More forward, they've got themselves FY with the tricks of the trade. BKB's been popped by Yang now. Somnus back into the fight. They've disarmed.
Oh my god!
Massive damage onto this Medusa. Dead for the first time. Spear hits onto the sprouted trees. Yang hit with the false promise, so he'll survive for now, but now you don't have the false promise for the Medusa, who's out of mana and out of time. Dead for the second time. LGD overwhelm Vici and take this fight with flying numbers.
That Dusa died so quickly. This butterfly on PL is doing huge amounts of work.
Swap. But swap again, PYW ends up dead, gone for 50, no buyback. Medusa does have buyback, but Medusa doesn't want to use it. She wants to hold it as long as she can so she can get into that Divine Rapier and give the team a fighting chance.
Because I think,
we'll see if LGD, how much they can get. There's still a tier 2 mid.
Even if Dusa buys back there, like without the Oracle, she can't play as aggressive as she wants. And like the thing is, they'd rather give up 2 sets of racks and try and let the Dusa get to the Rapier. Because if they don't, like they can't fight into this PL with Butterfly at the moment anyway.
It's going to be Rapier into a fight, too. Rapier comes over, Courier goes back.
Oh, big smoke.
Going forward, Eurus gets the arena down, but they've got the silence. Eurus is going to pop the BKB. Medusa, what can he do? He's got help, and let's see what he can get. BKB coming over, Stone Gaze used. They've gotten themselves around Old 11. They get the kill on the PYW as well as DY, but the BKBs are going to start to run out. The false promise is finally up on Ori, the Remnant forward. They get the kill on Old 11, so they'll take out the Nature's Prophet. Chalice working some magic here onto Yang, but he gets the Slither and Crush. Ori surrounded, in trouble. Down goes Yang. He'll be forced to buy back, but they've got themselves around Eurus. They take out the Mars. They look at the Medusa. Only a bit of health left, and that's the Divine Rapier on the deck. Not certain he has ping problems, but it's not going to matter as game 1 goes the way of LGD.
For skill build, I like that he put an early point in Magnetic Field. I think it's really important in this lane, just to keep him alive. And he might actually still be in trouble here.
He's gone up a little far. Icarus dive on top of Chalice. This should be first blood. Will be. Yang gets the kill onto the Arc Warden. That is not a spot you want to be in. But meanwhile, mid, Ori taking a lot of damage as he trades with Somnus, who eats the Mystic Snake, and he'll die.
What does Ori have on the Dusa? Almost Yasha. Okay. Fair enough. He's doing alright.
Icarus dive. But there's the Hex. Serpent Ward's committed onto Ori. Stone Gaze comes in. FY looks pretty dead to rights here as the Supernova will pop. Stuns up the Shadow Shaman. Eurus gets the kill. They also take out the Courier. That was Serpent Ward's committed. Ori gets the Stone Gaze out. Now they've got the swap. Somnus forced to Remnant away. Exorcism used. Old 11, he's sitting pretty low.
Why is that Exorcism?
But where's the false promise?
He's not level 6. Oh, he is level 6.
Yeah, he told me he had it.
That's true, actually. They're going to go on the Oracle here as well.
Ooh, Primal Roar. Oracle does have the false promise for himself if he can survive. No, he won't. But Yang now in trouble, or, well, maybe he's not. A lot of damage done there on a Chalice for a second. Then I thought he may not chase this. However, he focused his attention on the DY, and whoa! Spear from left field. Meanwhile, Ori goes down. They get PYW. This is a fight happening bottom, and the smoke used by DY and Yang, they'll survive.
A tool to teach.
Bottom. DY. There's the Searing Chains coming through onto the bench. They've dropped down the Serpent Wards. The arena is out as well as the Exorcism. X-Nova is near, so he does have the false promise. but he puts it on a Somnus. So Old 11 running with the Exorcism. They'll get the kill on FY. They look over at this Death Prophet. Searing Chains locks up Yang. Remnant forward in the False Promise still. Yang one shot from dead. Surviving though. Now the Remnant back over. Searing Chains once again, but it's just not enough. Finally, Purifying Flames comes in from X Nova to get the kill on Yang, but they've got themselves the stun with the spear on a Somnus. They aren't really following this up much just yet.
He's so
and this
tanky,
is really just... They are winning this fight
on Somnus with the Flame Guard absorption. They can't really take Flame Guard off him, but they also can't really kill him because he has a Vanguard to like protect him against all this physical damage.
Magic Missile, damage on Old 11. He's got nobody to really help him out. However, the Yules to avoid the spear. Finally, the heroes come over. Old 11, he's staying alive with the Spirit Siphon. DY ends up dead. Old 11 getting chased by 3 heroes, and it's taking everything to try and kill him, and they still cannot succeed.
How does he live there? What a sick ability, OS Frog, please. Please nerf Spirit Siphon.
And they're still going. They're looking for X Nova. He doesn't have any mana left to do anything, but they finally get the arena. They finally take out Old 11. They focus their attention on the Chalice. They can't get the kill there. Sight, Searing Chains onto the Phoenix. Old 11 coming over. They've got the medallion, but there's the spear once again. Exorcism committed if they can get anything from this. There's the arena coming through. Swap. So Somnus is isolated. They want to go after this Supernova. They're going to need the right clicks, and I think they do get the kill onto the egg. Magic Missile just a little bit too late. They'll take the 3-time spree away. Also take out DY, and this is a bit of bad positioning and bad play from Vici. However, they can still recover. They've got Ori ready to go. Fortune's End comes through. He's now out of mana. A lot of damage being taken with the Exorcism rolling. Spear misses. Now the Hex as well as the Serpent Wards. They've got themselves the Shackle from quite the range. FY gives it up as the Stone Gaze comes through, but they get the kill on a Eurus. They'll take on the Mars, and they look for more. Somnus. Sight and Searing Chains now up. Sight and Searing Chains on a both, but the rest of your team isn't here, so you'll be forced to back, but you'll grab the tier 2 tower. A great fight there from LGD.
I'd be very surprised if he went for the Spark Wraith. Like 100 attack range, even though it's not a huge amount, it's still pretty nice. And they caught Eurus bot lane.
Mars, Serpent Wards with the Shackle, and Eurus. An easy kill there for the side of LGD. They do commit Exorcism, though. I say it's easy. They committed Exorcism and Serpent Wards. However, they could find mine. They could find more, excuse me, not mine. They're going to go forward. Icarus Dive as well as the Supernova. A lot of, look at that damage. Old 11 pops the BKB. He's just dead. Somnus avoids the Supernova going into the Remnant away, but now he's in trouble. Sleight of Fist comes through once again. Ori on the back of this entire engagement. The False Promise will keep the Ember alive. Sunray,
Chalice.
Top of Yang, burning Somnus, Chalice on the run. This is so far so good for Vici. Somnus will survive. And they've got the soul from the Necro Creeps onto this Arc Warden as well as the swap. They'll get the kill. Chalice gone. Shackles there on a DY, but there's nothing more to follow that up with. So they've got the Magic Missile. They'll get the kill on an FY. 3 heroes gone on LGD for Eurus over bottom.
I think this BKB is going to be, too important for him.
They do find Ori. They've got 3 here on the Supernova. Chalice trying to man fight this, and the Sunray comes in. They'll get the Tempest double, but the damage onto Ori is very overwhelming. They've got the swap as well as the Remnant back and forth. They get the kill onto Chalice. They'll take out DY. Now they're focusing on Ori, but he doesn't have the damage. Ori gets the kill on a Somnus. They'll take out X Nova. That's going to be 4. Primal Roar onto this Shadow Shaman, make it a 5th, a full team wipe for the side of Vici. LGD had the game in their, not in their hands, but the game back to even, and all of a sudden Vici, they saw the door close and they break it wide open with those 2 fights.
I mean, it's the Deuce of Butterfly timing though, right? Like their damage output on Vici just increases, like so much. And this I think Venge has a Vlad's as well, right? Yeah, so like Deuce's life stealing. Venge died in that fight, but it doesn't even really feel like she died because she has the illusion anyway. I like how I talked about Eurus just before that fight. How this game's gone for them, really.
We're gonna go towards Roche. Ori's in there, and now they jump. BKB with the arena. They focus the Oracle. They get the Oracle killed. He'll probably be forced to buy back and come into the fight immediately, but FY. And they just look at where the Supernova is. X Nova's gone. Chalice is dead as well. And they'll just call GG. This game is way over Vici. A clean one, a quick one, and a one where they look really, really good.
They look really strong this game.
A lot of damage.
toss back on Ori, bot lane.
More finish some of that strength. You get the toss as well as the avalanche. Ori, Ink Swell now looking over the tiny, but the damage from the Ions as well as the Enigma. First blood's there for FY. Oh dear.
That's really good for him, and he's gonna get.
Oh, but Chalice, a good return kill, and the Swashbuckle should be a second. Ooh, I say that though. Has a lot of charges in that stick, so he's able to survive.
I think when Yang gets level 6 on this Pangolier, they're going to try and be a lot more active up here on Vici, but... Hang on.
They're trying to go with the Swashbuckle as well as the Inkswell, but now the turnaround once again. Avalanche toss coming through, and Snowball gets the save for a moment. Tag team used. Jesus! FY taking a lot of damage. That causes Yang to go down. They'll look over at Chalice. Body blocks from X-Nova. With the Rocket Barrage, Stroke of Fate slows him up. PYW, Inkswell, and the Sinister Gaze. Great job by X-Nova. That'll keep the Gyro alive, and I don't think they get the kill on this Lich either. Unless he really does just run it down, which, okay.
PYW might die for this, though.
Yeah, they've got the Avalanche. They'll trade. I'm not really certain X-Nova needed to die there. Avalanche, Rocket Barrage, call down, Chain Frost, X-Nova with the Sinister Gaze, doing a lot of damage, but the Swashbuckle brings X-Nova to about half. They still can't get the kill on anybody here on the Vici side. LGD lose 2, make it a third. X-Nova challenge as well as FY are gone. The silence with the Phantom's Embrace makes it a 4th. Somnus down. He stems from lane shuffles. Again, a Rolling Thunder coming through, but here's the rotation from Old 11 as well as FY. Ori, Eurus, as well as Yang, all up here. Avalanche toss, call down, a lot of damage being done. You've got the Snowball pulls in everybody, and now they're going for a ride onto this Gyrocopter. They've got themselves the Walrus Punch. They'll get the kill on a Chalice now. Coming through is Somnus, but can he get anything from this? Good Soulbind. Soulbind storm up to the Lich, and it's a 3-man Inkswell shield crash on top. Ori does die to FY. So they do get the kill on the Ember. Old 11 taking a lot of damage. The Adaptive Strike is in. Eurus now focuses his attention over to Somnus, but Old 11 dies to PYW. They get the kill on the DY, the Swashbuckle forward, as well as the Disarm. He could try and go with the Ball Lightning over to try and get a kill on a PYW, but FY is here and he's already finished him off. They've got the Swashbuckle once again. Somnus sitting low, toss back. That keeps Somnus alive. And he gets a courier for his trouble, but here comes Eurus to finish him off with the Adaptive Strike. Old 11's working on that BKB. It's going to be a while till it feels like maybe he can jump in there and slap down a good black hole. Even then, I think Vici have done a good job of spreading themselves out.
But again, it's the same as the 2 games before. Whoever feels like they have the tempo in the early stages of the game, like from the laning stage, just feels so far ahead. And Chalice is going to run into them again.
Oh, Jesus. The E-Blade, the Snowball, the Walrus Punch all in on the Chalice. The Avalanche on a 3. He stays alive for a little bit longer, but shards are there. Oh my God. FY. Had he kept him alive, that would have been wild.
Oh no, X-Nova.
Jesus. He's just like, I can't play Dota. I'm not allowed to play Dota. The Adaptive Strike comes down.
Oh, and they pick up a bounty rune from the shovel. They're actually,
GG.
oh my God.
Whoa.
Whoa. I don't think I've seen LGD ever call a GG like that before.
I saw Timber in the CIS region earlier today. It was the CIS final, I believe, for We Play Division 2.
Look at yours.
And the Timber Saw went up against the Sark. He's going to get first blood here with the Timber Chain.
Like, look how quickly it's doing damage to this tower, like tier 2 tower.
Tier 2 tower takes about 900 damage, and now they've got themselves the arena down. That's just to escape, but they've got the Remnant, so Chalice keeps forward. Great Soulbind from X-Nova. And there's the Inkswell. They'll get the pop on Ori and Yang. 3 kills there for LGD.
And he has to go Vestal first on this Kunkka to be able to try and help deal with the Timber as well.
Spear misses, Searing Chains on to 2. They've got the Fissure to follow it up. Echo Swim's available for FY, so he might try to position himself near this Snowball. Doesn't actually get in time, but now the Echo Swim comes through. Somnus trying to output some damage, but if they lose X-Nova, shards are through. Locks up Chalice. They've got the Glimpse. Can they get more with this? Torrent hits, God's Rebuke, Somnus low, hit with the Thunder Strike and the Spear coming in. The Fissure's just a little bit too late from FY to keep him alive, and now the Pounce reaches him up, and they'll get the kill. X pulls back this Timber into the Static Storm. They've got the Ghost Ship, and they clean him up.
On the Ember as
now
well.
hit with the Snowball, and he's in so much trouble. Gets the
They're
right.
gonna get the glimpse.
However, DY,
5 seconds
on cooldown for 5 seconds, doesn't have the mana, has 6 thick charges, now has the mana.
Oh,
so glimpse back the Grimstroke, and this is a very dead X-Nova for the second time this engagement. It goes so well for LGD, and then so well for Vici.
Which is a little bit worrisome. And I guess they do still have
Slark's
Arena.
going to join in. They've got themselves the Arena. The Soulbind locks up the Mars to the Slark, but it's not going to matter. They've got the Timber on the wall with the Spear, and Eurus goes into the Shadow Dance. There's the Snowball getting pulled in, maybe back over thanks to the Glimpse. Kinetic Field, X marks the spot. Timber's still continuing to get controlled in this situation. The Torrent hits as well as the damage. It won't be there. It just doesn't finish him off. So the Fissure comes through. Eurus tries to avoid the fight. Searing Chains out on Ori with the Inkswell. Kunkka in trouble, and with it popping X-Nova, he'll take the life of the Kunkka, and they've also killed off PYW. But at the end of it all, they do finally kill it.
If PYW can throw the shards in, he might be able to snowball on time here.
Ooh, Snowball. Oh, ends up outside the pit. Static
They get the kill on the Radiant.
They get the kill. Snatch the Aegis for Somnus. Chalice now needing to run. He's got the Remnant to get some distance between him and the side of Vici, but Somnus now fighting Yang. Yang doesn't have that Spear for another second. Finally, they're moving forward, but there's the trap. Eurus gets the kill on X-Nova. Echo Slam comes in on the 2 of these heroes. With the Totem, they'll take out PYW. Chakram right on top of the Mars. They finish off Yang. And a Remnant looking for more. Side of Fist, Searing Chains through into DY. DY doesn't have that glimpse. It's on cooldown for another 5 seconds, but Eurus moving forward.
Chalice.
Here comes Old 11. Eurus now here with the help of Ori. They've got the X. They'll take out DY. They hit the Torrent with the Ghost Ship, taking the life of Chalice, and now Somnus, he joins the fight. They look over at Ori. The body blocks coming in from Old 11 with the Chakram and the Fissure hitting. They will get the life of the Kunkka. There's the BKB for Eurus.
PYW might be in trouble again here.
He did just die. He's got the Snowball, but it's only extending what looks to be the inevitable. Soulbind used. Yang comes in, lands the Spear onto the TA. They've got themselves the Kinetic Field.
Oh, they're going to bite here. Ori's coming in from the top.
Nothing doing for the moment until Ori comes through. Lands the Torrent onto the Grimstroke, gets the kill with the double damage and the Tidebringer. Now they find
maybe might die
themselves
twice.
Snowball. Somnus in trouble. They'll get the Aegis.
Can they... They've got Dark Pact.
So there's the Torrent landing. Shadow Dance used. Fissure stops the Slark for a moment, but they get the second kill, and now, oh boy, they've got Old 11. There's the Walrus Punch keeping him here, and Old 11 in so much trouble, surrounded by Vici, as yet another goes their way. So there's that BKB. Meanwhile, Yang trying to get into that Heaven's Halberd. Eurus goes Ags. I know a couple of Slarks have been avoiding picking up this item, maybe going to Fusel, into the BKB, potentially a Scotty after, but he's chosen to go to the Ags, which we've seen dominate in this tournament before. They've got the Arena down with the Spear, but this is focusing onto the Timber side. They have the damage to kill him off quickly enough. He's got the Yules, the Ghost Ship comes in, the Static Storm is down, but it will finally run out. However, they've already got the kill on Old 11. They do trade Yang. No, Echo Slam with that Blink on a 2. But there's the BKB coming in from Eurus. They will finish off DY. So the support goes down with the damage coming in from Somnus. Eurus trying to get out of this one. Ori comes in. He's got the X, pulls him back, keeps Eurus alive. Now needs to run. There's the trap. Ooh, Stroke of Fate into the trees. Remnant forward. Chalice Sleight of Fist, but doesn't get the Searing Chains out.
Oh my god, what is
Silence,
happening?
Inkswell, Somnus. They will get the kill onto this Slark. It's a long chase. So, now that the Timber's down for 17, do you think they just posture around the Roche Pit expecting LGD to come back?
Yeah, they need to make sure they set up good vision around the pit, which seems like they have. They've redone this ward spot that they had before, just to make sure that if the Roche fight breaks out, they don't have to come back onto that high ground. But I think these TA traps are doing so much work in terms of allowing them to see what the Vici movements from Vici are like.
Next, they're about to find Ori. He's on the high ground, and now he tries to run away. He pops the BKB in time. He ain't got the Arena down, but there's the Soulbind onto the Kunkka as well as the Mars. They'll get the kill on X-Nova. Coming in with the Remnant is Chalice. Chalice, sight. Remnant back. Somnus's BKB is running low, and they do get the glimpse out onto the Ember. They find themselves Old 11 by himself.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Old
He's
11
going.
moving forward, doing a lot of damage. Static Storm with the fissure coming through. Old 11 destroys Yang and DUI. Jesus, and Yang buys back immediately.
And I don't know if Vici can contest this. They might try, but like TA still has B. Oh, she doesn't have BKB up. She used it in the fight. Okay, so this might be okay for Vici, especially for the Slark in particular.
They found the Ember. They can get this kill out of the Ember, it would be big. They've got the BKB as well as the Leech coming from Bounce. But he uses that Yules, and he's surviving. With the Walrus Punch coming through from PYW, though, Eurus gets the kill. He pops his own BKB, goes into the Shadow Dance. They'll buy back on Chalice. He got a Remnant nearby.
Eurus.
Timber chain forward. Eurus now without the BKB, but there's the Meld Strike. A couple of shots coming in, as well as the Chakram. They've got the Echo Slam hitting on a Bolt of Kunkka, as well as the Mars over to the side. Eurus backs off. He'll have some time to heal up. Yang, he did just buy back, so if he gets killed, he's going to be gone for quite some time, and he will fall. Down for 90 seconds, gets an Arena in, so they've soloed out Old 11. And can they get the kill onto the Timber? Eurus still backing off. However, with PYW and DY working, they are giving him a little bit of the bully, as the rest of LGD will finally join into this fight. X, as well as the Torrent, won't land. He's got the Yules, tries to get
Good
back.
Fisher. I mean, these fights from LGD are so much better than the last game, though. And this Timbersaw, even though I didn't agree with his builds and things early on, like he's just committing to the fight every single time. He's forcing Vici to go on him, and his spell usage has been really good this game.
Finds FY and doing a lot of damage. The Snowball comes in, as well as the Inkswell popping from the Grimstroke, but easily mitigated there by Vici. They'll get the kill and get the Aegis, so Aegis in the hands of Somnus. They'll find themselves the Tusk. PYW trying to run, but the damage is there. They should get this kill eventually. FY coming through with a fissure to finish him off.
Problem is now, like, these echoes from FY in the last few fights have been crazy.
They found Old 11, they've got the Spear. They'll lock up the Timber, they're doing a lot of damage, but here comes Chalice. Static Storm committed. Yules, is it going to be enough? And he'll eat the cheese, so now he's back to full health and full mana, but BKB's been popped by Eurus. They look over at Chalice with TA going in pretty deep. They've stunned him up, the Fissure lands onto 3, but they're doing enough to take out the first life from the Templar Assassin. Now Remnant looking back towards the fight as they've got the second life. The Spear comes through from Yang, so that spears him up, and they'll get this Sark away.
Where's that come from?
Almost 20,000 net worth.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Just fully buys out a Bloodthorn.
Take the tier 3 and probably this full set of racks. You gotta be careful about how you go into this, because FY's waiting in the back, looking to throw down an Echo Slam. So Eurus comes forward. They've got the Snowball coming in, but a good job. Static Storm now placed on the TA. TA taking a lot of damage, forces the BKB out, but on the run from Eurus, I don't know how far away he's gonna get. He's leashed up with the Soulbind, so that's what keeps Somnus alive. The glimpse comes through on the X-Nova, but he still can't get forward to as he's still leashed up to PYW. Finally, Unleashed gets the kill on X-Nova, so it is just one.
And I'm interested to see...
Could be up soon enough, where if he gets that 25, you may just have the third life onto one of these heroes on Vici, so...
It's also the third Roche as well, remember, so it could be an Ags or it could be a Refresher. And if we get double Static Storm from ZY...
They've got the Torrent, Fissure comes in, Timber Chain, but they've got the Glimpse right on back. So the first hit bash coming through from Eurus, the Yules will be used. Chalice, as they've got Yang pretty deep in this. The BKB is going to be popped, as well as the Spear coming through on Old 11. The Walrus Punch from PYW. They get that kill onto this Timber. He doesn't have buyback. He's dead for 80. Inkswell is not going to pop and land on anybody on the Vici side.
Never mind. Poor Vici. They'll be sad about that one, but... Oh, they catch the Spear!
Oh, the Spear! They hit up Chalice. They've got the Walrus Punch! Oh my god, they just blew up Chalice! TA still staying on the high ground. Ori right there, willing and waiting to go up onto the high ground. Great save from PYW. That's going to be the Snowball on Somnus. They'll buy back on this Ember, but Echo Slam committed, and it's a lot of damage on Ori. They'll get the kill on the Kunkka. He doesn't have buyback either, so he's dead for 90 seconds. They look over.
Chalice!
The Static Storm is out onto this Ember, and now he's in so much trouble. The Arena keeps out the rest of LGD, so he's all by himself. The Walrus Punch comes in. They get the kill on the Chalice. They do lose Yang, but that is very worth it when there's no longer an Ember into the game.
Which he's been doing so far, but the pressure's on.
They're going to go after Ori. By the way, the item that was coming in on the courier for Ori was the Heaven's Halberd. They found the Disruptor by himself. 3-shot by Somnus. So now they're without the Static Storm, but he does have buyback, which he'll use immediately. Chalice comes over with the fast remnants. They look at Old 11 as they got the damage onto the Timber. The Torrent comes through, as well as the Ghost Ship. The Echo Slam gets used, but it's not going to be that much damage. The BKB's going to be popped by the Sark. They look to finish off
the TA.
Earthshaker. They will kill him off. 2 heroes buyback on the side of LGD, but remember, Somnus doesn't have buyback, so he's dead for 100 seconds. Without it, they find themselves X-Nova. They'll get themselves a fourth within the fight. 2 of these heroes already bought back. Old 11's back into it. He'll take out PYW, who also has buyback. Timber Chain across, but they've got the X as well as the Torrent, so they lock up Old 11 for a moment. Coming
Eurus is
through
going to
is
get ready to
Chalice,
turn.
Sleight of Fist, Gem on the deck, which Chalice will pick up. But without the TA, it doesn't feel like they're going to be able to go after this Roche. And now they've got the X as well as the Torrent. The Fissure hits on a 4, but it's not going to matter. Eurus gets the kill on a Chalice. He doesn't have buyback dip for 93 seconds. Eurus on the monster kill streak. And here comes the big bad objective. And Eurus, he gets a big bump on that. He was looking to get the Ags, but instead now gets the Ags blessing from that Roche. So he picks up the Moonshark, gets the Ags blessing. Now they've got themselves the Blink as well as the Arena down. The Spear hits onto the Timber. They've got themselves the Static Storm in. Old 11 ends up dead. They'll get the kill on X Nova too. They were without this Timber for 2 minutes. Finally, the TA is alive, but they're going to focus the tier 4s. This could just be it, and it's GG called. Vici are your OGA Dota Pit champions. They take the series 3-1, and they absolutely dominate this best of 5.
What a good way to end the series, though, and a good way to end the tournament.